everyone, and welcome to the new format for our show. We're back! And this is our first episode of the Bold and the Beautiful Steffi, Taylor, and Thomas and Forrester's fan page on YouTube. I know we used to have a show on Blog Talk Radio, but that show is no more. I'm going to have shows on YouTube now where there is an unlimited amount of where how I can talk for as long as I need to get all the spoilers and updates out. And I'm your host Tammy. If a lot of you remember me as being the host on the Blog Talk Radio show, I'm still the host on here. And I look forward to talking to some, if not all of you actually, who comment on the show page and give your opinions on the show and comment on the content of what is covered. I will be uploading the show to our YouTube page every Sunday evening, filled with spoilers, Soap Hunk of the Week contest, Fan of the Week contest, which involves the best comments made on our post throughout the week. Quick reminder to those that do not know how our page and show works. You go to our page at the link I'm going to put up now and join if you have not already, and click like to keep up to date with postings throughout the week to hold you over until Sunday's show. On our page, you can also go under albums and look for the ones that is marked Soap Hunk of the Week and vote on each week's contestant of whom you would like to win. Last chance to vote will be every Saturday evening at midnight for the Soap Hunk of the Week contest, and I will be putting up soap hunks to battle that are currently on soap operas, no longer on the soap operas, and some that have taken a temporary leave even. So it'll be young and old hunks that'll be eligible contestants, and if you have someone in mind you would like to see battle it out for Soap Hunk of the Week, send your suggestions to our inbox on here on YouTube or on the Facebook page, and we will put them up along with the person's name who recommended them. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I know a lot of you guys probably have a lot of good ideas of some real cute hotties that have been over the years that we've seen, that may have forgotten about, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah. So definitely send your suggestions into the inbox either way, and we will definitely put it out there and give you credit for it. So I'm going to leave that up there a little bit longer, and then the next thing that we're going to get into is the weekly wrap-up. As we all know, the Bold and Beautiful was interrupted Thursday and Friday due to the holidays, but we do have a weekly wrap-up from Monday through Wednesday at least for you. So hope you enjoy the 3 days that we give you. On Monday, November 25th, Brooke goes to Katie with her heart in her hands and a request that Bill never get between the relationship ever again. Hope comes up with an idea to include an additional celebration to the Thanksgiving festivities, which extends the guest list to a few unfavorable attendants. Wyatt is taken aback when Bill asked him for a considerable favor. And my comments on that is I do not like a few things here. I cannot wait to vent with you all because I know a lot of you guys all have the same opinion. That's why you are my people. Okay. Hope goes through all this mess with Bill trying to ruin her so-called relationship that she had with Liam, and she invites this fool to Thanksgiving with everyone. I would not break moldy bread with Dollar Bill with that. That's just, I can't believe she did that. I understand it's the holidays, but evidently the holidays didn't stop him from doing what he was doing, so I just don't understand Hope's motive behind doing that. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't she put Bill between Katie and Brooke? Like, why would you do that? So evidently she's not on Katie's side as much as she claims that she is. And they're all of a sudden making Bill out to be one of Caroline's closest relatives, and she admires him like a dad, etc. Is that before or after she fell over the balcony when fighting with Bill? She acted like at that point in time that she was half scared, to death of him, and now all of a sudden she's close as hell to him. That's just ridiculous. Not, just please go somewhere with that. I don't understand how they can just go from, all that happening, and now all of a sudden they're close as ever, and she looks up to him and admires him. You admire a man that accidentally pushed you over the balcony. Yeah, okay, good luck with that. Then they have Brooke going through all of the dramatics and only having her epiphany once she thought Bill left her to be by her sister's side again and realizing what she had done wrong. Yeah, right. We have all seen since the whole situation went down how she entertains Bill over and over again, letting him in her house and talking to him, answering his calls and more, but you want nothing to do with him, huh, Brooke? Yeah, right. And let's not forget forget that she has not destroyed the papers she took out of the envelope and replaced with leaves. She won't say at all what she has done with them, which is a dead giveaway that she will end up giving them back to Bill. I don't understand why she's even holding on to those papers. Is it because just in case Katie doesn't forgive her, she can give them to Bill? Like, okay, Brooke, evidently you're not being true to what you're saying. You sit over here and have your sister go through all this dramatics of trusting you again when you probably are holding on to those papers and you're, getting weak on the knees around Bill. And all that talking, we can already see where she's getting, as I said, weak on the knees for Bill. She must be due for some sex again. We all know she can't go too long without it. So I just, I have a hard time swallowing this. They're trying to make Brooke look like she's, had this wonderful experience where she's like, oh, I messed up and I love my sister and I look what I've done and blah blah blah. But that was only after Bill dogged her, like I said. But then now Bill's coming back to you, explaining what happened. He's begging to be back with you, and she's just sitting there like she can't help herself. She cannot help herself around a man. I've never seen anything like it. I know there's probably women on this planet that are like it, but it's just ridiculous when you see it on screen and you can't do nothing about it. Let's move on to the next one. So on Tuesday, November 26th, unwilling to give up his pursuit of Brooke, Bill makes his best attempt to convince her to come back to him. Knowing that there are a lot of clashing personalities that will be in attendance at Thanksgiving, Eric instructs everyone to be on their best behavior. Anxiety grows amongst the invited guests about what drama may arise. Wyatt and Quinn reminisce about their past and how so much has recently changed in their little family. And then on Wednesday, November 27th, guests arrive at the Forrester mansion to celebrate Thanksgiving and then the engagement of Rick and Caroline. Bleh. At the request of Hope, everyone sets their negative issues aside for the day to give thanks for the positive aspects in their life. Sparks fly between Pam and Charlie as they experiment with each other's secret kitchen tricks. Rick presents Caroline with a romantic idea. Now, my comments on that is it really burns my skin how Eric acts like he has no spine when it comes to the Logan women. It is really, getting under my skin. I know people say it's just a soap opera, but it's the storylines that agitate you when you just see certain things going down, and that's supposed to be their job, to provoke feelings out of people, to get people hooked to see what's going to happen next. But the stuff they're doing is not stuff that's intriguing me to want to watch next. I'm watching with disgust, going, out of all the soap operas that are on TV, I'm so used to watching the soap opera from the beginning, but in the same breath, it's annoying to watch someone destroy such a good soap opera that you've been so used to watching and have watched all these good storylines, and you just watch Belle's son basically come along and trash all of his father's work. When his father was running the soap opera, it was doing just fine. Now he's just turned it into just smut TV, basically, and that's what's annoying to me. I just wish somebody would step their foot in and say, you know what, that's enough. What you're doing on this show is just totally disgusting, and somebody kick him out. That's what I think needs to happen, but, I'm not going to hold my breath for that one. And then it's like, if he gets involved with Quinn, let's say, him and Quinn get hot and heavy, if they even let it get that far, what then? If they have all these Logan women constantly interfering with every woman that Eric gets involved in, they need to make him single so that he looks desperate. Like every time one of them comes by him and wiggle, then he'll be ready to drop anything and everything to make something happen for them in that company, and it makes me sick. Every woman he gets with plays second fiddle to Brooke and her family. Everyone is in agreement that Hope had no right sitting at the head of that Forrester table, like she has put in the work to be a matriarch or something, when she still acts like she's just as young and immature as she was when she started dating Liam, and even dating all the way back to Oliver, because we all know how wishy-washy she was then. There was no other guy in the picture, and she did that whole, I don't want to do this, just going through her little dramatics. It was quite annoying. And I'm really tired of every inch of my screen being covered by Logans and Spencers too. In real life, there are more than two families that exist, and definitely more than two characters that exist in the world, and does not revolve around these two individuals. I won't say any names, Hope and Brooke. And give it a little reality, Bill. Really. Then to top it all off, Hope knows what Bill did to Katie, and she is going to tell her she can't pass giving Bill a compliment when he just scammed Katie. Give me a break, Hope. Maybe we should sit you next to Steffy when her and Liam are together and see what you have to say that is pleasant, and tell your ass that you have to say something nice. I bet the rules will change then. I wish they would push the speed button to let Hope and Wyatt be together already, because they have stretched this story out to the max. I mean, come on. No one, just all they let them do is kiss, and then they let her, it's like she's doing the whole little teasing thing like she did with Liam. I'll let you think you're going to get somewhere, and then I'm just going to keep walking away. It's like, why are you letting her be a tease on there? Because she wants to be like her mother, even though she despises what her mother is like. She still is every ounce of her mother. And there is a lot of attraction and sexual tension between Hope and Wyatt. And then when I see Hope with Liam, I want to yawn, go to sleep, take a pill, a laxative, anything but watch them kiss and make out. Anywho, on to something more important. On to Pam and Charlie. I think they are actually cute together. I would like to have seen Eric and Pam together, but they treated her like she is a crazy nut job of sorts, and Eric could not possibly find her attractive or something. And I think she actually would have been good for Eric. But they want Eric to look stupid instead with chasing Logan girls who don't want him but love using their body to get what they want, except for Katie. I've never seen Katie flaunt herself in front of Eric like that. And as far as Rick and Caroline, I do not like them together, not just because of her scheming, which Rick only knows about certain things that she had done with Raphael, and he doesn't know about all the little, damage that she did and how that night came about. There's just a few things that never seem to have made their way out. And just a quick flip back to, Brooke and Bill, I noticed how Katie never found out about their engagement either. Why are they keeping that a secret? Anyway, down to the fact where, what was going on with Rick and Maya, and where they got tore apart by Raphael scheming and doing all that stuff, what he was doing for Caroline. I just find that quite sad that they didn't let all that come out, because they're now trying to make Caroline look like she's a good character. It doesn't make any sense to me. And she talked about when when Caroline was being asked about Rick, and she was I think it was Bill that was talking to her, and she was just like, when she talked about him, they were both on the same side of the tracks, and she fits well with him, and Maya does not fit into his world. And she sounded so superficial in everything she said. She did not say, I love his smile and how he makes me feel. She said how rich and powerful he is, and him being the, CEO of Forrester's, and how they make a good match. And that's why I don't like them together, because she didn't give anything heartfelt about what she had to say about Rick. It was all about her pouting because she couldn't get her way. And I think she's more happy that she went over Maya more than anything. I think that's basically what it boils down to. She couldn't stand losing to another girl, or especially someone like Maya, because she thinks, oh, this poor, little black girl is, winning over me. And I thought they were going to start, going to the racial issues at that point in time. They were kind of almost going there, but they didn't go there completely. Maybe that's a card they don't want to touch. They'll touch something nasty like, a sister sleeping with her sister's husband and getting pregnant and miscarrying, but you can't touch on racial issues and bring it to the surface and maybe give a good example and show people how not to act, and say this is how you handle it when you deal with something ignorant, and maybe put out a positive vibe. They can't even keep an interracial relationship on there, let alone do something like that. So I'm not going to hold my breath on that aspect either. So well, I'm done with that part, and I'm just going to go ahead and go into the spoilers, because, like I said, they're turning my show into something that I'm really starting not to really care for, and I know that's a lot of us have turned on the show completely. Some people are not even watching the show anymore. I know a lot of you will tune into this show just in order to hear, some of the updates, and some of you will read the updates on our page, but I understand completely why because I actually started tuning in when I saw Allie coming on, and I was like, man, are they going to bring her in like Steffy, have her come in, make a splash, start tearing stuff up, and blah, 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 but they've got her sitting back, coming in as Hope's shadow, and everybody was annoyed by that too, because Hope called her her little shadow. It's like they just gave her something more to feed Hope's ego, and God knows we do not need to see Hope's ego fed any more than what it is. Her and Brooke have already got giant helium heads that need to come down from the stratosphere already. So. But anyway, we'll get into the spoilers for the week of December 2nd, and some of these spoilers will also be leading into the following week as well. So a sneak peek of some of the action that will be taking place on Bold and Beautiful during the week of December 2nd. And the dinner guests are treated to Caroline and Rick's spontaneous wedding. Caroline wishes her mom could be there. Donna is frustrated when she notices when she notices between Quinn and Eric, she notices the attraction and the flirting and whatever. Quinn experiences her own frustration with the closeness Eric shares with his flirtatious ex. Donna suspects that Quinn is hiding a secret agenda. Quinn gets territorial with Eric as Donna wonders what Quinn is really up to. Liam worries about the obvious attraction between Hope and Wyatt. Allie chides Hope about her behavior with the boys. Hope is confused by her feelings for Liam and Wyatt. Liam gives Hope an ultimatum. Bill continues to pursue Brooke despite her rejections. Brooke's questionable loyalty hangs in the balance. Oliver returns. Yay! Wyatt, Hope, and Maya participate in a Hope for the Future photo shoot. Allie wrestles with her conscience. A decision is made that could have serious consequences. Liam vents to a crushing Allie about Hope and Wyatt's relationship. Quinn pushes Wyatt to keep Hope and Liam apart. Wyatt concocts a plan to unite with Hope. And this is a sneak peek at next week. Liam's ultimatum forces Hope to make a choice. Wyatt's celebration is dashed when he learns he and Quinn have been cut out of Forrester. To save his mother's company, Wyatt makes Liam a heartbreaking promise. Bill pursues a wavering Brooke. Brooke struggles with her feelings for Bill and her love for her sister Katie. Katie struggles with her own complicated feelings for Bill. Hope makes a confession to her mother. Quinn plots to secure her future at Forrester. And then Steffy receives a phone call that alerts her to a potential opportunity with Liam. And then a couple more says Steffy wonders if she should return to Los Angeles. Quinn gets an idea when Stephanie unexpectedly visits Forrester. I know we all cannot wait for that to happen. And then a little bit later down the road, the prodigy son returns bringing a mixed response from his family. Ridge returns giving Katie a unique opportunity to even the score if she chooses to use it. And then a little bit further down the road, Steffi comes home for a visit and discovers that Hope and Liam's relationship is in trouble. A little mouse dangles temptation, making Steffi wonder if she should interfere or walk away. Quinn buddies up with an equal skilled schemer. Ridge's reasons for avoiding his mother's funeral are addressed. Bill refuses to see Ridge's return as competition for Brooke's love. Ridge learns about Brooke's affair with Bill. And then Allie attracts some romantic attention. I'm wondering who that's going to be. That is really, I want to say it's going to be Liam, but we just never know. Maybe they're bringing Oliver back for her. I don't know. And then little RJ returns from his European boarding school. And a posh British sex kitten attracts attention when she arrives in Los Angeles. And then Queen of the Bold and the Beautiful Memorial coming up in 6 weeks. So this is all supposed to be going on over the next couple weeks or so, but we know how sometimes spoilers can change. Some things may not happen, but a majority of them usually do. So I guess we'll see. And then my comments behind that, my curiosity is on fire, actually, who this new sex kitten will be and what she looks like. Are they looking for someone like Steffi, just not recasting her, or I'm just kind of torn on what they're going to be doing. So, oh, and here we go again with the Donna only wanting Eric when he is with someone mess. I've spoken about this on the page, and it's quite annoying. She only seems to want him when he is with someone. He was not with Quinn for a while. He was with no one for a while. She was nowhere in sight. And when she was off in Paris with Brooke and they were, doing all their sightseeing, doing whatever, she was talking about going to check out the available men and doing all that stuff. You weren't thinking about Eric at that time, but now you are, because someone else is coming in the picture for the second time. And when he was with Taylor, what did she do? She was flirting with him at the party that Katie threw for Brooke. This just is too much. It's got to insert Logan somewhere inside the Forrester men's future. It's impossible for any other woman to come in comparison, huh? You guys, I tell you, guys got to keep taking these deep breaths in between, because I've gotten quite frustrated. I feel like I got duped, because I was watching, like I said, when Allie came on, and I thought everything was going to be great, and now it just seems like they're going right back to making everyone kiss Brooke and Hope's butt, and it's frustrating quite a few people. So you're going to hear the frustration in my voice throughout this casting, so I apologize. And also about, let's see here, like I said, discussing Paris and, discussing Brooke being up there. And I cannot wait for the new Ridge to come on so Katie can get her payback. Even though I would like Brooke to be away from Bill, and they need to find somebody new for each of them. I just I think once we see Katie get her revenge in some kind of way, because it feels like she's been the victim and she's been the one getting hurt. That's what's annoying everybody. They're watching Brooke and Bill sit back, and then I want to. It would be so nice for once to watch Brooke, do a little dance herself and watch Ridge and Katie kissing and dating each other. That would burn her to no end. That's what I want to see. But like I said, but at the expense of watching her and Bill together. Ugh. I don't know if I really want to stomach that anymore, because I have never taken so many indigestion pills in my life watching Belle and Brooke make out on screen over and over again. And it seems to me that Belle is trying to push them down our throat any kind of way he can. He wants to push this story down our throat because he wants to try to make Bill and Brooke happen. So he figures if he brings Ridge in and maybe diverts Ridge toward Katie, it's going to be an easier pill for us to swallow. Not so, because we are not stupid, Belle. We all remember how they got started. They didn't get started clean cut. I mean, if Katie and Ridge got started, yeah, Ridge is the love of Brooke's life and blah blah blah, but at least both of them are separate, not married, blah, and obviously Brooke is trying to move on with Bill. So if Katie and Ridge got together, it wouldn't be half as bad as watching Brooke and Bill together the way they came about, and Katie having her heart attacks and everything else that happened. So there goes that disgusting breathe again. I apologize. It just every time I think about Brooke and Bill being together, it just makes me sick. But like I said, they're going to have maybe a power couple versus power couple. I'm kind of wondering if that's where it's going, because that would be something to throw together, to have Katie and Ridge be in one power couple to get back revenge at Brooke and Bill. And then all that could be why Brooke's holding on to those papers too, because if she holds on to it and Katie doesn't forgive her, she can give Bill his company and his job back, and then Katie would be over there working at Forrester with Ridge. I mean, it's a possibility. I know my mind kind of wanders with these stories, but hey, we've watched some crazy stuff happen, and I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that happen, to watch Katie and Ridge triumphantly get over on Brooke and Bill, and maybe even take over both companies. That would be even nicer, so we'll see. And they will probably not let that happen until Brick gets to break into the new Ridge by betting him or kissing him. They got to let her have first dibs first. Curious about something. I wonder if she has herpes or mono by now with all the men she has slept with or kissed over the years. I mean, there's been a lot. Deacon, Nick, Ridge. I can't even remember half the names in between because there's so many of them. Eric, Thorne. You just never know what she's done passed around, and that is an awful lot of hoe bagging around to be free of anything and everything. That's just a thought. Just saying. I'm not saying that she has anything, but most girls that are out there that sleep around and kiss around a lot of dudes, they usually do not get out of it unscathed. And without anything mono or something. So I'm just saying, I noticed they haven't touched on that. They've made her a slut on the soap opera, but they haven't touched on any STDs that she got. So we'll see. And on another note, I want Allie and Liam together so badly. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of you might be like, what about Steffy? That is my first and only choice. But I am figuring that ship has sailed based upon all the updates I've seen. So Allie is next in line. Anyone but a Logan. Hope needs to see that she is not the only game in town, and her games need to catch up with her, to be honest. I am also wondering how long RJ is back for. Just for the holidays, or will he catch wind of his mom's scandal? I guess we will play the waiting game until then. All I know is that I'm super excited waiting on Steffi to return to the screen, even if it is just for 5 episodes. I cannot wait to see her. I want to see her address Hope and, be like, okay, I walked away from my relationship with him, and, I knew you guys wanted to be together, and then you turn around and look what you're doing. I want to see Steffi confront her. That's what I need to see happen. If they're going to let her only do 5 episodes and then she's leaving off to do other things, at least let her leave with a bang. And so I want to propose this question to you guys. Do you think Liam and Steffi will rekindle their love in such a short time? Or do you think they'll just flirt a little bit and he'll maybe miss her, but then they're just going to maybe, this will be a finalization for her? Like when she comes back, that 5th episode, maybe it's going to be their way of saying goodbye for good. I hope not, but like I said, it's the only way we're going to see something different is probably a recasting, because it sounds to me like Steffi's got, or Jacqueline M. Woods has got other things going on her plate right now. And I really honestly don't blame her, because look what they've done to her character. They've got her being as beautiful as she is, looking like she's second fiddle to Hope. She does all the chasing of all these guys, and all these guys chase Hope like she is just, the shrine of all women. And it's like, really, you could have had, it going back and forth between both guys, but they have Steffi being the pursuer, but then they have Hope looking like the one that everybody wants, and that makes me sick. I never understood why they did that. Not at all. And also another question: do you think Katie makes a better couple with the New Ridge more so than Brooke? And to answer to both questions, give us a shout out on this YouTube page, and also you can give us a shout out on the Facebook page, and I'll put that link back up at the end of the show as well. You'll see it on the slideshow, the pictures that I'm putting up. And now we're going to get into our soap hunk of the week. Our soap hunk winner of this week, the two people that faced off were Eric Forrester from Bold and the Beautiful and Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless. And Eric Forrester won. He won over Victor Newman by 1 point. I was actually quite shocked by that, because a lot of people were making comments on the picture of Eric, saying things like, how wimpy he acted, and, he acts like a little punk and around the Logans, and Victor is more of a masculine guy. He doesn't let women break him down more than, Eric does, and he has more of a better swagger about him, in which he does. He seems more, his testosterone is more there than Eric's. Eric, all he has to do is see a little waist wiggle in front of him, and he's like, "What? You want to be part of my company owner?" He falls apart and acts like a beautiful woman walking in front of him. He can't resist, and he can't think straight, and he just starts giving up. That's why Brooke and all them have got parts in the company, because of his stupidity. So. But I guess we'll see how all this stuff plays out. But that winner of the week, like I said, is Eric Forster. My personal say on that, I'm not too happy that Eric won, even though I put him up as one of the contestants, because I was putting up older gentlemen too, because everybody doesn't like just younger guys. I want to make it equal out. My vote was for Victor. But like I said, Eric won by 1 point, so it was a very close race. But I also want to give credit to the winners from when we started the contest a couple of weeks ago, before we started doing this show again. The winner from the contestants for week 1 of the Soap Punk of the Week contest, it was Rich Forrester, played by Ron Moss. He was the first contestant, and then Jack Abbott from Y&R from Young and Restless was a second contestant for week 1, and Ron Moss won. And then week 2 winner was Dollar Bill Spencer, and the two people that were facing off for that week, it was Kane from Young and Restless and Dollar Bill Spencer, and Dollar Bill won. I voted for Kane. Bill is very attractive, but there was something about Kane I just love Kane, and not judging upon their characters, but based upon their looks. And the week 3 winner, we had Dylan from Young and Restless facing off with Thomas Forster, and Thomas Forster, of course, won. And even though I think Dylan's attractive, I love Bold and the Beautiful, the old Bold and the Beautiful. I love Thomas, but I think Dylan is very attractive, so my vote was kind of swaying toward Dylan. So it was kind of a tie, but like I said, Dylan was just a pinch more. But like I said, this week's winner was Eric Forster over Victor Newman. Sucks, but he won. Now we are going to get into news about Jacqueline M. Woods. I'm pretty sure you all have heard about her new show that's called Party On. She's going to be airing the premiere of her new show this week, actually. It's called East Party On, glowing reviews and lifestyle magazine that she got, and on other pages as well. And it's going to be on December 5th at 10 p.m. only on the E! Network. So look out for her show. Be sure to set your DVR recorder to look out for her. And on a quick note, running back to the Bold and Beautiful on that, when she comes back, how much you want to bet it is going to skyrocket? I mean skyrocket Belle's viewership on the Bold and the Beautiful, because everybody's going to be so excited. And I've been reading some of the other message boards, and a lot of people are on there talking, and they think that she's coming back for good. And I'm like, that's not, see, but Belle's banking on that, so he's probably hoping that'll keep his ratings up. But then when she leaves, all he's going to see is a dip down again. So you might as well chalk that up to experience. But yeah, just definitely keep your eyes out for our show coming December 5th at 10 p.m. this week on on the E Network. And from when the preview commercial that I saw, it looked really, really good. Like, not something where you're like, she didn't really think that through too well. It really looked good. Like, giving you ideas of places you may want to go and things you want to see. And she has fun with it, so she makes it look fun and exciting. So, now we're going to get into our fan of the week with the best comment. And our fan of the week is, drum roll, Forrester. Congratulations. You had the best comment for the week, and there, like I said, there were a lot of really good ones, but I try to mix it up and, see someone that has really put something out there that a lot of people think and feel, and has put something out there that may be funny. So put out your funny ones, put out your thoughtful ones, put out your ones that that are upsetting you, that I know that a lot of people will agree with, and you may be chosen next week. And we do appreciate every last one of you posting, and we appreciate all of our fans. This is why we do this. So I'm pretty sure eventually almost all of you will get chosen at one point in time or another as a fan of the week for the page, because we want to make sure you all get some kind of acknowledgement for what you do. Now, Forrester's comment of the week that won is she was commenting on the spoilers that we put up that were coming up for the next week, and it was never my dream script will come true. Rich say these words: "My mom was fighting cancer because all the pain her soul had to eat because of you and your family members," talking about the Logans. So the pain becomes cancer. She would fight you right now. Same day sorry, I'm trying to make sure I read this right. It says she would fight you right now, same way she always stood up against your whoring behavior. Bill, wow, recast Stephanie and hell would break loose over slutty grandmommy. I would love to see Alexis Colby, best diva portrayer ever, Joan Collins. That would actually be great, Tay. I am not gonna lie, to see some kind of miracle happen, that Stephanie come back alive somehow. Look at all the other things that have happened. Stephanie has where they thought she was, going to die, and they thought she had a heart attack. Even though we know that was Stephanie's past and she did some pretty scandalous stuff, why not bring somebody in to play her and create another scandal for everybody thought she was dead? And the excuse would be as to why she did it, to bring in someone else to play her, like you said, recommend Joan Collins. She could say she could not deal with all the stress from the Logans never being out of her life and infesting her family, so she moved off, and her sister's the only one that knew she was alive, or something like that of that nature. I think that would be a really good story, because to watch Brooke getting by with all the stuff and not watching someone, they're all of a sudden making Brooke the one that does all the slapping. She sleeps with Katie's husband, but she gets to slap Katie. That annoyed the mess out of me. Then she slapped Bill. I'm looking like all of a sudden you get to slap like Stephanie. You will never be Stephanie. I don't care how long you've been on this show. You will never compare to her, because Stephanie wasn't on there hoeing around like you were. So, and then it just was pretty ironic how they let Stephanie die in Brooke's arms, the person that was her worst enemy through all the years. And maybe she was just trying to be right before, make things right before she left this world, if that's how they're going to leave it. But still, Steffi was her pride and joy, as it's been said all over our page, and then she was not able to be there for her last dying breath, and Taylor was her best friend. She wasn't able to be there, but Brooke was. It just, I don't know. They give Brooke way too many props where she really shouldn't be. And now we're going to end the episode with a fun question. And just for fun, do you think the Forrester creation should bring back the intimate lines with Steffi as the spokesmodel, or Brooke's bedroom with Brooke as the spokesmodel? And I know a majority of people on our page are going to vote for Steffi, but we just kind of really want to get your honest opinion and see where this goes. And go on our page and give us your thoughts, and also comment on this video as well. But sadly, we've come to the end of the show. and it's the holiday week, and I'm going to end the show on that note. But stay tuned next week, as I will be adding on Days of Our Lives spoilers and General Hospital spoilers as well. Sorry I didn't add those in this week, but it's the holiday weekend, and just kind of, laying back and getting prepared for that a little bit more. So stay tuned for more next Sunday as we watch Things with Allie and more unfold on the show. And don't forget to comment and get your votes in every week. Talk to you then.